Still waiting for it to go live. It's starting. All right. Oh, good. What's up, listeners? Mr. Complete Random here with the first ever anime podcast from this channel. And I am going ahead and bringing you guys a great new cast. Whole bunch of very interesting, unique people who all have different anime backgrounds. So I welcome to this podcast Hikaze,
Hey.
Darius,
Hey, what's up?
Ricky,
Hello, everybody.
and Mike.
Hey.
And all of us are going to talk about our favorites, and more specifically, favorite anime and favorite anime characters. I figured I'd start off with something very simple, very broad to wet the whistles and get to know each other, get to know what your guys' favorites are who are listening as well. Figured let's start off with our favorite male anime characters. Now, it's very hard to pick, especially since all of us have seen many different anime, but I'm sure you guys have at least one favorite. So, any of you want to go ahead and let the listeners know what's one of your anime male favorites?
Watanuki.
I think I'd have to go with King Fury Bradley from Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood.
That's a good choice. That's a very good
That's
choice.
kind of tough to follow up there. I'll have to choose Under Sakamichi of Sohoku High School from Yowamushi Pedal.
Okay. Yowamushi Pedal is not one that is mentioned that often, surprisingly.
A great sports anime.
It's a very good sports anime. I definitely have watched it, so it's on my anime list. Mike, what about you?
I don't want to sound generic, but probably Natsu Dragonale from Fairy Tail.
Woo!
Hey, that's a good one. That's a good one. I personally I have a ton of favorite males. I have done a ton of favorite female characters as well. But my favorite male character goes back to the Yu Hakusho days. And it is Kurama.
Oh, okay.
One of the things that I look for when it comes to male characters, not just because of their look, but I also like their personalities. And what about you guys? What do you guys look for when you identify or you see a character and you go, oh, I like that character? Is it their attitudes, their personalities, their looks, their physical appearance? What is it that makes you like that character?
I'd have to say when it comes down to liking characters, I look more for those kind of guys who are meek, not overpowering, not overbearing, more like your very type A, tsundere kind of, but they're not really in that category. If you know what I'm saying. Personality-wise, they're just way too quiet, just not expected to be a powerful, powered-up lead man.
I agree with you there now, Darius, actually. I don't like overpowered ones so much, and I know that's contradictory when I just said King Bradley was one of my favorite characters of all time. But yeah, it's very nice to have grounded people like.
You're gonna be my best friend by the end of this night.
How about you, Rick?
I tend to go for, I don't know, goofy guys. Like the way they react over stuff is either completely over the top, they've completely missed some bit of information, so they're making up for whatever. And one of you guys said you like Natsu. That's one of the reasons I like him. He's a clueless idiot most of the time, but he still gets serious when he needs to.
Yeah.
What about, and I know you're a fan of him as well because of our long chats.
Oh, boy.
Joey Wheeler.
I love him so much.
See? I know her so well.
You have to feel sorry for Joey though. He's just destined to be the second best.
Well, that's just because Kaiba never stopped kicking him around.
Joey was.
And his father's an abusive drunk. He doesn't have an easy life.
No. He doesn't.
Yeah.
He does not.
But see, he makes up for it with his can-do attitude.
He is, yeah, and his loyalty.
Uh-huh.
Yu-Gi-Oh characters, though, if we're going to go on my favorite male Yu-Gi-Oh, Pegasus, all day, Pegasus. Out at second thought, Pegasus.
Really?
Like you want to talk to Goof, to meet Pegasus. Everything he does makes me...
Pegasus, though? I don't think we're going to be best friends
Absolutely.
this night.
All day.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm not crazy about Pegasus either.
Hey,
Aww.
shout out to my
Can't
man
handle
Evil.
this. Bling.
No, I'm just kidding. I think he sucks, but all right. Now, talked about a few of our males just kind of briefly. What about females?
It's actually harder because I like a lot of female characters than the male characters I do know.
Tamari. I will always love the Sand Trio.
How did I know you were gonna pick Tamari?
If you knew I was gonna say it, you could have answered for me.
All right, next thing I will go ahead and I'll guess, and I'll be able to figure out which is your favorite.
Yeah, that works.
Oh, I know who my favorite is.
And
Ramen
that might
fighter
be
Miki Onimaru.
is who?
Miki Onimaru from Ramen Fighter Miki, the anime.
Okay, I respect the choice.
I mean, who wouldn't want a ramen shop girl who delivers to hit a home run about 70 million yards deep?
Hanako plays better baseball, though, as we all know from Fooly Cooly.
Hanako is an overpowered freaking alien. I don't think that qualifies.
That's true. That's true. Now, let's see my favorite. Which, again, just like you've mentioned, Ricky, very, very difficult. But I have to say I like Sailor Mars the best. I like Ray.
Oh, Ray. Refresh me. It's been a long time. Blue hair, isn't it?
No.
Long black hair.
Black.
Yeah, black hair. She also lives in the temple with her grandfather.
Ah, yeah.
See, the bad news is because you got that wrong. I have a weird feeling that if we ever get in office, somebody will be waiting outside the office with a freaking poster for you just so you don't get that ever again.
I picked 3 very, very different females for my top because I couldn't decide. Misato from Evangelion, Panty from Panty and Stocking, and Sakura from Card Captors. No, Tomoko from Card Captors, sorry. Very different people altogether, but I just love all 3 of them.
They're all different. I've made top 5 lists for my favorite males and females. When picking them, extremely difficult because I've seen, I would say, over 400 anime, if not more. So trying to choose several, from several different ones, narrowing it down to 5, really, really hard.
It's just like, what makes you like that person just a little bit more than the other character? Like, it's really hard to pick, like, why do you like them and Iota more?
Right.
I find Misato out of all those characters I mentioned to be the most relatable anyway.
Yeah, why is that?
Just because me and her we're just fucking goofy, but we're also like happy and stuff. We can be serious and we can be goofy at the same time.
My second choice would have been Seiko from High School of the Dead.
Oh wow. Okay.
Is she the pink-haired one or the nurse?
No,
she's a
She
serious
was the one that was the swordsman.
She's
the really cool serious one. Yeah, I know her now. Yeah. She's cool.
By the way, if we ever get to it, we're gonna have to talk about how much is too much in terms of panty upshots and boobs jiggling. That would be the prime subject right there.
Of fan service?
Way too much in that one.
You mean everybody has boobs made out of whipped cream? Yeah.
Yeah. A whole sniper gun shot. Yeah.
That's from a cinematic standpoint, that shot is amazing.
But
cinematically
let's not forget, you have a bathroom full of females playing with each other with the water and all that stuff. And everybody seems
they're all
to
about
harp
6
over the sniper shot when that was just a quick little scene. That bathroom scene was a good 3-4 minutes.
I feel like this conversation is about to take a very weird turn.
Right, but that scene also just kind of sort of, we've seen it before. I mean, you see it in almost every anime that happens to have a harem and or reverse harem for that matter. You don't get to see sniper shots shooting zombies in their head every single anime.
Oh boy.
No,
it's
you
just
don't.
terrible.
Felt like that was about to take a very weird turn.
What about your females, Mike?
Well, I gave it a long thought, and I've narrowed it down to one. From Mashiro from Pekka Sakura Sue. You know what anime it is?
Yes. I don't know if the other
Yeah, I don't think they have. It's not like a popular one.
You know what I just thought about? You just reminded me of, although I don't know that anime that you're talking about, Yuki Yuna. If anybody knows that anime, there's a really good character in there that had the best development, in my opinion. It was the girl who was in the wheelchair, and I completely forgot her name. But when she finally got her power, although she still couldn't walk, the fact that she could just dual wield 2 guns and just keep modifying her gun into whatever she needed it to be, she would be number 2. She would be like my number 2 best girl, but I just cannot remember her name.
Oh.
I can't recall at the moment.
Was it
worst case scenario is Yuna as a hero. Worst next thing I think it was Mimori Togo.
Yeah. It was that. Yeah, it was her.
Yeah, she was like the last one to get her power because she refused to accept her power because she was afraid. But when she finally got it, she dual wielded 2 guns. Matter of fact, one day I'm gonna post it on Twitter, just her shooting the guns just because. It was just that.
Yeah, I like that anime a lot actually. Now that I'm thinking about it. Yeah.
Now we're gonna be best friends for real.
All right.
You lost me earlier, and now we're friends again. Love you, man.
Oh,
It's probably gonna come and go several times.
Oh, it'll definitely come and go.
Well, he's gonna probably make me turn into a under A at that point.
Well,
Oh boy.
considering we talked briefly about the females and about the males, now we're gonna talk about favorite anime in general.
Oh
Now,
boy.
Oh, okay, here we go.
Since I know Darius is a big sports fan, there is a new sports anime that is being worked on that I know he's gonna love with a passion. Do you know which one?
Lay it on me. Lay it on me.
You don't know it?
Nope.
It's called Dive.
Oh, I've seen that. It's completed already.
Right. It just came out.
Yeah, it finished like a week or 2 ago.
Pretty much, it's free, but diving.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
and they're all aiming for a spot in the Olympics.
Mm.
At least that's what they were.
Yeah, I'll get to that one.
It's only 12 episodes, so you got plenty of time.
Hopefully, it doesn't have a song that reminds me way too much of that most recent one that came out. What was it called? It was that ice skating one that won Anime of the Year.
Yuri on Ice?
Yuri on Ice.
Oh yeah, that one. Even though Erased should have won Anime of the Year, I really am upset that Yuri on Ice won.
Yeah,
it should
same
not have
here.
won.
Same.
I spit on that.
Aww. Yuri on Ice is still good though.
I mean, it's good, just not good enough for that title.
I can't speak for Yuri on Ice. I avoided it just because it was a sports anime. Ironically, ice skating is like the only sport I will willingly watch.
Then you got to watch yourself some Yuri on Ice.
Yuri on Ice definitely did not deserve any of the hype it got, in my opinion.
It gets hyped mostly for the fan shippings.
The only problem is that there really wasn't anything that happened. The quote-unquote kiss that everybody claimed happened never happened.
And the wedding rings weren't really wedding rings.
Exactly.
I mean, if it's canon, I'll accept it, but I don't go out of my way to ship yaoi.
Exactly. Now, I will not lie. Love Stage was one of the best ones.
Oh, yeah?
Yep.
Love Stage is one to definitely check out. I've seen it before.
If you don't watch Love Stage, you can't say you like anime. Because you gotta like anime. You cannot ever tell yourself that Love Stage does not deserve a lot more credit than what it got in the yaoi and in the yaoi genre. It deserves a lot of love.
I can't say that because I don't think I've ever come near it.
You need to come near it. You got Crunchyroll? Me and you can sit down and binge watch it over Skype one day.
I don't have Crunchyroll.
And I will admit that. I will probably still cry at that.
Oh.
Yeah, the storyline is exceptional.
And graphically, it really works. Although you can tell yaoi anime doesn't get the right kind of budget because the backgrounds do fade out into like whiteness.
All right. Now, Hikaze, I think yours I usually forget because it's a tie between I think 2 or 3 of them, right? 2 or 3 your favorite.
Of my favorite anime?
Yeah, don't say it yet. I want to try to guess.
I don't think I have just one. I have several that I like, but I'm terrible at ranking them. Like which one's better than.
Right, I know. Well, I know. All right, I know you highly enjoy Yu-Gi-Oh.
Yes, I do.
I know you highly enjoy Naruto.
Yes.
So those are 2 right away. Boom. That are just.
Those were like my earliest anime, so that's why I still love them.
If that's the case, then I guess I should put Inuyasha at the top of mine.
Yeah, Inuyasha's real good.
Yeah, but they really phoned in that whole final act part. There really shouldn't have been 2 seasons to the final act. It should have just been 1. But I'm not going to say much more because there's probably people who still don't even know the final act even exists.
Yeah, that's something. That's what people go ahead and do. Ricky, what about you? What's your favorite?
Oh God, like just call me generic critic of the year, like Cowboy Bebop, Welcome to the NHK, Hinoto Umuro-chan, Neon Genesis Evangelion, all those like Zero Skillers led. Everything I said there except for Umuro-chan is loved.
Well, Welcome to the NHK is not an anime many people mention. I have done.
Really?
I actually like that one a lot.
I've even read the book. Like I hear lots of people talk about it.
No, people talk about it, but I have a relatively large community on my Twitter account. Any time of day, I post, what's your favorite anime, or what are some of your favorite anime? I have not yet received Welcome to the NHK. Not a single person who has replied, and I would sometimes get hundreds of replies. Not a single one would reply, Welcome to the NHK.
Well,
is it like a lesser known anime?
Not really.
It's
like, okay, it's like middle.
It requires critical thinking, which it can spurn a lot of people away from it because it requires you to pay attention to what's going on.
Yeah.
Like only recently I saw a thing what the author of Welcome to the NHK has been up to for the last 10 years. Like that's popped up only recently, so it was circulating again just like not too long ago.
It's all right. It's at the same. It's at the same level as Ouran High School Host Club. A lot of people know it,
but very few people watch it.
And
very few people remember to mention it. That's probably what happened.
No. That's pretty much how it is. Mike, what about you?
Well, I've narrowed it down to like 5. I got about 5 in my head right now.
Okay.
Probably at the top of the list would be Food Wars.
Right.
And then under that would either be Toradora or Kill La Kill. And then I enjoyed Silver Spoon. That was another one.
Right.
And Long Horizon. Yeah.
Right. Okay. Kill La Kill, very good. I mean, it's very
yeah, brilliant.
Very plot worthy. But
yeah,
that's very fine, you know, and you got the sisterly bondage there too, which is fine as well. I've watched it. It's up
Don't forget
there
the motherly love.
It's up there for a series that I do like. And
I think if I had
Darius, I know that Petal is one of your favorites, right?
Actually, ironically enough, Yowamushi Pedal is up there in terms of if you were to give me my most underrated anime.
Okay.
But it's not up there in the favorites. Although I'm very happy with the most recent season.
What about?
But
all right, would any of the sports anime be in the top?
No, although I am a sports guy and I love sports a lot, I just can't put sports animes near the top, except for possibly Princess Nine, because of how they developed that storyline over, what, 20, 25, 26 episodes?
Right.
Maybe 28. So I'd have to put Princess Nine in the top 10. But I'm not going to give you my top 10, because then I want to give you the top 465, which we don't got time for.
Right. Ain't nobody got time for that. So that's
Ain't nobody got time for my
that
465.
is
So
perfect.
I'm going
Or-
to shrink the list just a touch bit further and give you the top 5.
Go ahead.
Number 1 would probably be Love Bullet Yurikumi Arashi. Why? Who doesn't care about bears and Yuri? Come on now.
Okay.
Oh,
Next
wow.
would have to be Valkyrie Drive Mermaid. Those two kind of came out around the same exact time. Valkyrie Drive Mermaid was not the kind of anime I expected. I thought it was going to be plot heavy, but there was actually a storyline there. It took about 3 episodes to find the storyline, but once it was there, it was there.
Right.
Number 3 would have to be Love Rice. That came out about like maybe early spring season. It was a very short anime. It was literally about rice.
Wow.
Yeah. You go to school for rice. Come on now. Who wouldn't want to watch an anime about rice?
That was actually pretty good. I enjoyed that one.
Number 4 would have to be Mysterious Girlfriend X. Now, I used to have a girlfriend who turned into my fiance, who then broke up with me, but I'm not here for the sob story.
Aw.
The good news is that hopefully one day I'll be able to find my own version of a Mysterious Girlfriend X, like Urabe. Because who wouldn't want to lick your drool and then fall in love with you?
No comment.
And then if I were to go for my number 5 would have to be the most recently wrapped up Netsuo Du Trap, aka NTR. Now, I'm not a big fan of abusive relationship. However, Netsuo Du Trap also shined a light on domestic abuse, and I wasn't expecting it to be glorified, but for the fact that they were able to wrap it up the way they did, that happy end, I was really glad with that direction.
Gotcha.
I know you just asked for top 5, I had to explain. Because if not, people would just...
That's perfectly fine. That's what a podcast is about. It's about talking, not just simple answers that's at the end. So, see, with me, I have a wide array, considering I've seen many anime. I would say my number 5, surprisingly, is Naruto.
Okay.
Although I cosplay as Sasuke, I've seen everything up to only maybe like the last few recent episodes of Boruto. And I've read all the manga, but I put it
Kevin, I'm breaking up with you as a friend now.
I put it as number 5. Why?
Let's see here. It's Naruto.
Okay.
I stopped at the Naruto part. As a matter of fact, I didn't even get all the way into Shippuden. As a matter of fact, I think I watched 3 episodes of Shippuden and said this is going to be completely boring because it's the same formula over and over again.
Always dropping
Yeah.
news on like 10 episodes.
Who in the world says let's kill Neji over 10-10? I mean, come on.
Hey, she didn't even get enough screen time to be worth killing.
Oh, here we go.
Even though she didn't get enough screen time to be worth killing, she still should have died over Neji. Of all people, Neji? Come on.
Hey, I
It
know.
was impactful. You take a character
It was not
Naruto
impactful.
changed, kill them. They've done that before.
Yeah.
No, it wound up driving me even further away from Naruto.
Oh, jeez.
By the way, cough, cough, spoiler alert, cough, spoiler alert. A little bit too late, but cough, spoiler alert. Anyway.
Oh, yeah. There are people that still have to see that.
Oh, there you go.
Going on to number 4 is Soul Eater. Because
Woo!
you gotta love
Okay.
that symmetry.
That was really good.
No comment.
And I know you're gonna say no comment. You don't like that one either. I know. It's okay. With Soul Eater, you have a struggle between a lot of the characters and building up their identities, which is something I like. And it's also comedy and action and all this other stuff.
And just enough
into-
fan service to keep you interested.
Of course.
Soul Eater not better.
Oh jeez.
Soul Eater not added more to it. And then I'd say number 3 goes back to Sailor Moon. And then number 2 is actually not really a recent one, but it's from, I think it's from 2006, like the 2000s. And that was DN Angel.
Oh yeah, that was way back.
That was way back, but I don't think that was from the 90s. I think that was past the 90s. I think that was in the 2000s. But anyway, really good
It's something
anime.
like that.
If you guys have not checked that one out, another one I definitely recommend.
I dabbled in it for a while.
It's short. I think it's only 24. I think it's a short, like a 20 sub episode anime.
I did not get that far.
Or no, it's even shorter. I think it's only like 15 episodes. It's short. It's not a long anime at all. Something you could probably binge watch in a day, and then it's done. You have
I watched it for like 2 months back in high school.
Yeah.
At best.
Oh wait, you're not in high school?
Not anymore.
She's kind of been done with high school for a while. Same with me.
Yeah.
Oh, it's been a long while as well.
Oh, man.
Nobody believes
I was
it,
about
but
to
I'm
say.
older than I look.
So so what you're saying is that you're a Lolita. You're a lolicon. Awesome.
I don't know about that.
All we need now is to get her into some cosplay like a loli, and I think we'll be set, right, guys? Yeah,
No.
Yeah, that's not gonna happen. I'm not gonna be your little mascot.
Oh my god.
but you would be a great mascot
No.
for the podcast. For the podcast.
Walter Hurl.
No,
Oh my
I'm not
God.
gonna be the mascot.
Hey, if I paid you, would you be the mascot for the podcast?
Oh,
Show me the
Lord.
money first.
Oh, no.
Ooh,
First, you got to make the
perfect
deal.
idea.
If I
Every
were
time
to
we
show
start
the
an
money,
episode,
Uh-uh.
she has to say a catchphrase. Every time we start an episode, she has to say a catchphrase if she's going to be the mascot. So she got to do the catchphrase and be in the cosplay.
Yeah, what would that catchphrase be?
Well, it depends upon whichever animes it is. Either that, or we can just go down a straight entire list.
it would be.
Make
It
you
would be.
do one that-
Hold on. Here's the catchphrase. It would be. I think would be the perfect catchphrase. Hold on. Let me.
What has happened to my life?
Hey,
Anime.
you decided to
Anime
join
is
this.
happy.
I spent 11 years watching anime, and now suddenly I'm a mascot.
Now you realize it was a mistake.
You're gonna say.
It was at this moment that she messed up.
You're gonna
Oh.
exactly. You are gonna say the best line from the best anime ever from the devil herself. You are gonna say Nico Nico ni.
Oh my god, no!
Oh my.
Brandon Williams.
No,
He'd be
no,
proud
no,
of that.
no. Absolutely not.
Why would you say that when I was drinking water? And it's bad because he sounded even better saying it than Nico did.
I've been practicing.
I see that.
I am not saying that.
Hey, if the
I mean,
money
it's better
was
than
there,
you-
you're gonna
You been
say-
practicing?
No, I haven't.
Just making sure.
So we're not going to let her do anything from Yuri.
For what?
Yuri.
No.
Okay,
Which, ironically,
if you don't want to
watching
say
one day season.
if you don't want to say Nico Nico Ni, then what's your catchphrase then?
I'm not doing this right now.
What's the catchphrase? Go on.
No!
Oh, I know what you're gonna say. You're gonna go, Yu-Gi-Oh!
I don't think so.
It's time to do.
Oh no! Wait, that's perfect. Perfect. That's a better one.
Yeah,
But you gotta go.
too good.
You gotta go. It's time to do. And then you gotta go.
Is it time for the podcast to start?
Oh no.
That's perfect.
Or you gotta go. The heart of the cards. Don't fail me now.
And then, but then check this out,
Seriously,
guys.
what has
Then Kevin
happened
will
with
have
my
to do.
life?
Well, then Kevin will have to be Sakamoto from Haven't You Heard on Sakamoto. So every time he's got to start up the podcast, he's got to say, coolest.
Oh god. I got like one episode into that and I just got bored with it.
I won't lie, I got bored with it too when it was streaming, but I have this very strict policy, except for one anime that I will never admit because unfortunately, I have just found out that it was not an actual anime. It was in the entirely different realm of anime, but it was somehow on Hulu. But I always finish an anime I start. Is that very
Entirely
Same.
different realm from anime?
It was in the hentai section.
Oh my god.
That's an anime genre. It's a type of anime.
Hold on.
Not the kind of genre I prefer to watch every single day.
While we're on catchphrases, this is kind of like a nice little segue. And it's funny how we went ahead and mentioned that because that was kind of the next thing that we were going to go into anyway.
What,
That was
favorite
fine.
catchphrases?
Is there any favorite catchphrases from an anime? And we gotta say, relatively famous throughout the anime world. The anime community. My favorite.
I say Ibana every day in my life, just for whenever something happens. I just say Ibana.
Ibana?
Ibana. It's what's her face? Yuan Umaru's Chan's friend, Ibana Nana. Usually it's sarcastic.
I like the classic. Over 9,000.
That was great in 2000.
Because that can apply to almost anything.
Pretty much. Like.
Oh,
all right,
and that's
like,
that's a
hold on.
classic. That will never go away.
Like, our new anime podcast mascot is over 9,000.
Well, thank you, I think.
Why don't we just say,
Oh my
Mama
God.
Luigi, lots of spaghetti while we're at it?
Mike, what about you?
The only thing that comes to mind for that topic is for Black Butler, when he says, "I'm simply one hell of a butler."
Yes.
That's mainly the only thing that comes to mind.
Because this is simply one hell of a podcast.
Exactly.
Yes.
But yeah, that's about it.
Who the hell do you think I am?
No comment.
Darius, what about you?
Mine would have to be from Kill la Kill. La Vie est drôle. Truly, life is wonderful, isn't it?
That's
I
a
get
good
to
one.
meet new anime people and new anime friends, and hopefully y'all will follow me on Twitter at the end of all this. Hopefully we'll all be friends, and hopefully nobody will try and get a restraining order on me.
Don't worry, I know where you work. It's okay.
There's
Yeah,
still
it's all
time.
over my Twitter, isn't it?
Yeah,
There's
kind of.
time.
Kind of. Alright. I'm all fired up. Yeah, that's another good one. I'm reading the comment section.
Oh, Natsu Dragunov. That I'm all fired up.
Yeah, I'm
Yes.
surprised you didn't mention that one, buddy.
Yeah.
Because that was mentioned a lot. This
Not really a catchphrase, but like, what if you just start adding "dandy baby" on the end of everything?
How
Oh
about-
God.
how about for you?
Don't oh God me.
How about for you,
That is
Ireland?
not happening.
How about this one? How about bang?
Bang. I know what you're on about.
No.
Aw.
No. No. We cannot. No.
No what?
Please, for the love of. No.
No what?
No to the word bang.
Why?
Aw.
No. That is way too iconic. Although this podcast would be iconic, we
Old
cannot.
Bill Boy. Old Bill.
It's also kind of vague at the same time, unless you know what it's from.
Cowboy Bebop. All right, we mentioned it.
Is though,
Okay.
if you look back in
But like
time,
everyone on the Goldfish is seeing Cowboy Bebop, haven't they? Or am I just old?
I might have
No,
seen some
honestly,
of it,
I
but I
think
never actually
everyone's
sat
thing
and
is only
watched
two.
it.
Are you for real? Like it's on TV all the time. Like it's hard to not watch it. Like it's a blessing.
But you know, there are people out there who wouldn't want to watch an older anime because of the drawing style. They'll think that's something new,
That
like
is
Kill
true.
Its drawing style.
Well, that's
Or
being
something
ageist.
else.
That's just being ageist.
You're right. You're very right about that. I've seen that myself. Some people just steer clear of an anime because of its animation style.
And avoiding
And that
things
really
because they're
sucks.
new or computer generated is also ageist. Give Avery's drawing style a chance.
I will not lie and say that I did not like Handshakers, not for the story, but for the graphical properties that came with Handshakers and Project K.
Give everything that's not a berserk a chance.
He said everything that's not Berserk a chance. No, give everything that's not called Dragon Ball Super a chance. Or One Punch Man.
Ah.
I do
One
say
Punch
watch
Man.
Punchline. Punchline will work.
There you go. All right. Going on to the next little segment. Talked about our favorite males, females, anime, and catchphrases. There is one more kind of generic topic among all of these with favorites that we have not talked about. And that is the genre. Plenty of genres out there. I am sure you guys have some very specific genres. Don't try to list them all, but list maybe like one or two genres that you like the most.
Okay.
Oh, jeez.
Goodness. You hit me out of nowhere with that one. That was kind of out of left field.
Yeah.
Whoa, genre. Sometimes I don't even think about it. But if it's
I
going
don't
down
either.
genre, it has to be probably romance is one, because who wouldn't love a good love story where the main lead female protagonist is trying to slowly kill her favorite boyfriend or boy toy. I'm looking at you, Gasai.
Okay.
Or who wouldn't like the mecha animes with Love Alternative?
Okay. Next, how about let's
You
go
like-
with Mike.
My main two are like supernatural anime, and also like slice of life. You know, I enjoy those a lot.
I hate to say it, but the people who are over genres of anime are trying to make slice of life not an actual genre because it doesn't truly exist as a genre.
Well,
Let's just take any anime that exists in a real world setting. There's like no supernatural powers, no, worlds about to be destroyed thing. People living out their everyday lives.
So kind of like the anime that everyone says that they'll be crying at the end of. What's that anime again?
I mean, there's the anime like The Irregular at a Magic High School. That's one for supernatural. I enjoyed that one a lot.
That one actually was a really good surprise. That was my dark horse anime of that season.
The anime genres that I really like, I tend to go with either the action anime or the romance anime. I dabble in essentially all the genres. I've watched mecha. I've watched the slice of life. I've watched whole wide array. I've watched horror, anime. And yeah, just
Don't forget Mystery. If you watched Erased, Mystery and Erased went hand in hand. It was one of the better mystery animes of that genre, in my opinion, at least of the new age.
you're right. Essentially, I've seen at least one anime from each of the each of the genres. What about you, Ricky?
I try to just kind of see what's good. I try not to think of genre, but looking back at my favorites are the ones I watch the most. It being a mix between comedy and action, I suppose.
Well, wouldn't you don't you find that you gravitate more towards, let's say you don't have time to watch all the anime under the sun, you can only watch so many. How do you go ahead and decide which anime to watch? Is it
I feel like that was an attack on you,
based on the genre, meaning the type? You go for similar types that you've liked in the past? Do you go for the big anime, or do you go for what is it that you go for?
I usually go for like people that I usually like, like Satoshi Kon or Watanabe and all them, and see what they're up to these days. Or I go to studios that I like, like Trigger or Gainax or Madhouse, and see what they're putting out. I try to kind of follow things that I know I like beforehand, and then every now and again, I'll just do something completely left field, just to see, this could be the best thing ever. You never know,
Going something completely random?
Yeah, basically, I just kind of choose, with no preferences. I just go in, head first. That's how I discovered Umaru.
Right. Yeah, that's a reasonable decision making.
Because going in blind can be pretty fun a lot of the times.
Yeah. To me, someone says, check out this anime. I give it at least 2 episodes before I end it or continue watching it. And there's only been 3 anime that I've dropped completely.
You only give it 2 episodes?
2 episodes.
Well, he's only dropped 3.
That's better than me. I usually give it just 1.
Hey, you're better than some people I know. They give it 5 minutes.
Sometimes that's all it takes.
2 episodes I give it. I give it a fair shot. I say, all right, first episode, maybe it was just an introduction where you don't really find out much. You don't really get too into it until maybe the second episode. And if the second episode doesn't really change, then I'm like, screw this, I'm dropping it. One of those anime
And then there's like,
one of those anime was Shin-chan.
oh god,
Shin-chan! What?
don't get me started on that.
Oh, it's so juvenile. I love it.
That's exactly why I don't.
I dropped
Oh.
it, and that's it. Boom.
I did one episode of Shin-chan, and because of my Hippocratic oath, I had to finish it. But every time, I just wanted to rip my eyes out.
The other one,
I've seen.
the other one I dropped was Bubblegum Crisis.
I really love the aesthetic of it, but I don't know if it's great, if you get what I mean.
I don't think I've ever even heard of it.
Yeah, it's fairly old.
Bubblegum
That's
Crisis,
probably-
it's on my list. I haven't actually watched an entire episode because other animes like Joker Game came out right on the time I was going to watch it.
You may or may not like it. To me, it's actually from the 90s. I believe it came out 90s or late 80s.
I think it's even older than that. I think it's like the 80s.
Right, it's either 80s or 90s. It's right around that era.
Yeah.
And the premise is okay, but it didn't grab my attention.
I can kind of see where you're coming from there, in fairness. Like I said, I love the aesthetic. I love the artwork, but the story itself is fairly run-of-the-mill.
Yeah. Has there been, since we've talked about favorites, we've talked about, the different things that we could talk about when it comes to anime. Has there been any anime that you've dropped completely, or at least one? Think of just one that you've dropped completely, where you're just like, I'm done with this one.
Naruto.
I take
Wow.
slight offense to that.
You either
I'll
love
admit-
Naruto or you hate Naruto.
I love it. I've been
It's a
watching it
very
since I was
jihadi
15.
subject.
I'll admit it's got a lot of ridiculous filler episodes, but you figure out which one those are, skip them, and watch the rest.
You'll get even madder though. Like most people drop it in like halfway through the first. I dropped it like after 10 episodes.
Drop dead.
Ooh.
How about-
How about no? Alright.
I guess I can go ahead and chip in, even though I do have that Hippocratic oath. The only one that I didn't finish was The Pillion Rose. Hulu only picked up 5 episodes of it, and season 1, quote unquote, was 1 episode, and then episode 2 was somehow season 2.
Now, see, I have a similar
No, like
to you.
legitimately.
So, like, I have never dropped an anime, no matter how bad it is. Sometimes I've had to sit there and force myself to watch an anime.
Why?
It got really
though?
bad.
Why?
Why? Just to say I've seen it. You know what I mean?
Right.
I have.
Right.
like,
That way,
you know
if
what
I come across someone
You
that
would make a
has
good
seen the
wife.
entire
That is some
anime, I
commitment.
want to at least
Exactly.
be able to chip in and say, yeah, I've seen it. This is what I didn't like about it.
Yeah,
This
like-
is what I like about it. And
Yeah,
I will
like-
probably never revisit it unless I decided to like do a full out review. But other than that, I don't. I watch it once, and I'm done. It's like
Yeah.
playing Uno. Once I'm out of cards, I'm out.
Yeah, like there's like a whole process I do on Crunchyroll. You know, it's like choose 10 random anime, watch them one at a time. Once I'm done, I choose a bigger anime like Hunter x Hunter and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Once that's done, as I'm watching that, I pick 10 more to watch, and then I continue the process. You know what I mean?
Right.
Until I'm done. You know.
Yeah.
So like.
Exactly. Oh. I get you. I get you. This seems like a good point to go ahead and do a stop for this podcast. Talked about a whole bunch of different things. This podcast was really just mainly a test, try things out, work on all the bugs and kinks of the streaming, and testing out the different co-hosts, all that good stuff. If you guys have any final comments or questions, you guys can post them in the comments below for those of you who are listening. And stay tuned for the next podcast, which will be next Sunday, 7 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. If you guys want to check out any of the co-hosts who were joining me today, their stuff will be in the description of this video down below, so go check all of those guys out. Go follow them, go do all that good stuff. And guys, as always, deuces, even though you can't see him. Have a good one, guys.
Goodbye, have fun. Toodaloo.
Bye.
Bye.
See you around.